Good to see you all here tonight. It is time to talk about the latest episode of Discovery. And, you know, figured I'd set the mood, make it a little bit darker, and hopefully you guys like that. So, good to see you guys. Welcome back. It's time to talk Star Trek, Discovery specifically. But today we're talking about episode 9, which is called Terra Firma, part 1. And this didn't go where I thought it was going to go, I gotta say. They definitely threw me for a bit of a loop with this one, but that's all right. Just pulling up the chat here. How is everybody? Might have if I'm right in the right account. That would be helpful. I am starting like a minute early, so bear that in mind, guys. All right, so let's just get into it. This episode surprised me immensely, actually. I did not expect them to go back to the Mirror Universe. It was kind of talked about a little bit, but we kind of thought that that probably wasn't likely. This is actually quite a twist. This episode takes a hard right turn and just keeps going with it. Yeah, Greg, it is. Hold on, I got some super chats here, which I'm going to read first. Get those out of the way. I just got to get those pulled up here. All right, well, we got a few from Olivia by the looks of it. Olivia Julius throws in $5. A 10 to 10, all foe or friend, a tale for you at journey's end. She planted steel and glory sowed our sovereign Emperor Olivia. When Puggy forces savage vile encircled us with guile and wile, and then unknown a peasant girl did vanquish them and save the world. Honorable, kind, demure from heaven, spent of spirit pure, her blade was swift, her aim was true, her enemies were bowed from rue. Then armies of evil assembled against us. The child, now a woman, was there to defend us. So thank you very much for those super chats, Olivia. There's more here. Guided by light against forces perverse, she brought peace and love to the whole universe. Overlord of Pugland, Dominius of Kronos, Regina Andor, such Gravis, Onus, Slayer of Klingons, daughter of Rome. Welcome, Julius, to your new palace home. Behold, the Empire's new flagship and the new seat of power for our great emperor, the ISS Trekyards. It's pretty great, Olivia. Also, Chris Court throws in $1, so thank you very much. I'm just going to get to the regular chat now, guys. I don't want to get too far behind here, so thank you for the super chats, Olivia. Those are great, and hopefully you enjoyed my rendition. I know you wanted it just as good as Stamets did it, but you know, I don't think I can do that because I'm not that good of an actor. The bridge crew apparently enjoyed their roles. Yes. Chuck A says, hello, Stuart. Place looking snazzy. Says John McHugh, so thank you. BJ Turan, nice backdrop. Again, thank you. This is probably going to be more of a regular thing that I'll be doing. We'll see. See whether you guys like it. It is kind of dark, so you can't really see my face, but who the hell wants to see my face anyway, so it's fine. Tajesh Patel, God, if we get Jason Isaacs for the next episode. I was waiting for Lorca so much. I love Lorca. You guys know that. I was a fan of Lorca when he was still an asshole. Ever since the beginning, I loved the character of Lorca. I thought he was great, and I wanted to see him back in this episode. Unfortunately, we didn't get that. Will we see him next episode? I severely doubt it for some reason. But anyway. Dreamer out there, before tonight, the terms Mirror Universe and Prime Universe we never before used on screen. The writers don't know this. Oi, governor. Good morning from the UK to you, Captain, and this was a fantastic episode. Well, thank you. Good morning to you as well. It's evening here, as you can see. It is 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so welcome back, guys. It's always fun to talk Star Trek, and especially when it's a little bit of a surprise twist. We got our Captain Killy back, and she was actually referenced as Killy in the Prime universe as well. Maybe you will be a Killy, she was told, which was interesting, kind of a foreshadow. I didn't expect it to go like this episode, so I was quite pleased. I did like the Mirror Universe stuff, and I think, well, we'll get into it, but I think Sonequa Martin Green overacted this one too much. She was too evil. Like, even for the Mirror Universe, she's too evil. Fleet Paw Swiftback, $2. 52 at the start. Nice. Let's get to 100. Hashtag make Fleet Paw pay. Yes, guys, please hit that like button. We have 157 watching right now. With 80 likes, we can easily get to 100 likes. Hit that like button. I'm sure we can get to 150 as well. Andrew Michael is ruthless in the Mirror Universe. A little bit too much so, in my opinion. James Roberts. Will this tie into the main story? Probably yes. I have a feeling it will. I'm not sure how, but Jason6690, what's happening, Captain? Not too much. Jeff Jacobs, $2. Quick 50 sweet. I love this episode. Killy for the win. Yes, absolutely, my friend. Hezraz, mind your P's and Q's. Okay. Matt Mon, Dreamer out there. Mirror was used in Disco season 1. Hezraz, that was so friggin' Shakespeare, lol. John McHugh, Reese getting out of that pent-up frustration. Yeah. BJ Turra, yeah, it was good to see him actually doing something and give me a goddamn line. And he just definitely took it out on poor Awashikam, even though she won. But BJ Turan, $2. Where the hell are we? Ontario. That's exactly what I said. As soon as they beamed in and I was watching it with Sylvia, I'm like, she's like, where the hell are we? Welcome to Canada, guys. Yeah. 21C, great episode. Wasn't expecting Mirror Universe. Wanted to see Lorca. Killy was a joy to see again. She was, but she didn't have the gravitas of the first time we saw Killy. To be fair, Mary Wiseman in season 3 hasn't really impressed me. And it's kind of a shame because you look back at season 1 and 2 and I loved her character there. She's still, Tilly, so I mean, we still love her. But yeah, she's not really impressing me like she did in the first 2 seasons. Nathan would love John Delancey to show up at some point. Let's see. James Roberts, Killy's cleavage, LOL. Cleavage with a K. Yes. Leonard337, hey Cap, wrong topic, but did you hear about all the new Star Wars news that dropped today? 10 new projects in the next few years, including a Rogue Squadron movie for 2023. I did hear about all that stuff, and I'm sure Samuel and myself will be talking about that stuff at some point in the near future. Not sure when, but we will get to it at some point, I'm sure. I'm wondering if I should turn another light on. Hold on just a second, just so you can see my face a little bit better. It is maybe a little too dark. Let's see. There, that's probably a little bit better. So hopefully you like that better. Mark Lawrence, $5. Right when I was mouthing, just shut up and listen, Giorgio told Brim to shut up. I had to hold back some laughs while at work. Good to see you, Mark. And yeah, there's a few telegraphed lines and things in this episode, but overall, it was a fun episode. So, did enjoy it. BJ Turan, I would not be surprised if the location shot on the same spot, on the same rock quarry for Talos 4 in season 2 of Disco. Now, I thought the same thing. It definitely looked like that, and that's kind of what I called as well. I did say it's probably the rock quarry at one point, and, it probably was. Jason6690, $2. Maybe Guardian of Forever is a door and a guy now. See, and that's the thing. It could very well be that, because I'm going to show you something. At least I hope I'm going to show you something. Yes, I will show you something. It's right here. So there's the Edith Keeler article in the Star Dispatcher. He has also got the Star Dispatcher there, and then the door and the door. So a nice little tie-in there with the newspaper. I thought that was a really interesting thing. So I forget who posted that, but I had to get a screenshot of that or save that picture because it really applies to what we're talking about tonight. So let's see. Matt Mon, Guardian of Forever has a body, you think? I don't know. See, a friend of mine who's goes by the name Rude Chef here on YouTube, said that he thought it was wormhole aliens. I didn't think it had the wormhole alien feel to it, especially since they weren't using somebody that Giorgio knew, nor were they using places that, like usually they'd switch between people that Benjamin Sisko knew and different parts of the station, different areas, Defiant, stuff like that, during the same conversation. So I didn't get that feeling. I think, if anything, it's a new alien or a Q. But it could tie in with the Guardian of Forever in that regard. So, Star Dispatch 15 Quatlus puts in $1 with the cool shades. Good to see you, Jill. Glad you could make it. Let's see, we have a 230 watching, which is great, 108 likes, which is also great. Hit that like button, guys. Don't forget to be subscribed to the channel and click the all notification icon, because we do a lot of breakdown videos for this kind of stuff. I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about, and you'll be having a lot of content coming out from this episode. Plus tomorrow at 5 p.m., or probably 4 p.m. actually, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time will be our review, our full breakdown review of this with both me and Samuel, where we break it down scene by scene and talk about all the nitty gritty. So if you don't want to miss that, make sure you're subscribed and make sure you've clicked the notification bell icon to all. But also, if you could just hit like, we have 123 likes right now with 231 watching. I'm sure we can get 150 likes easily. So please hit that like button if you haven't already. Jason6690, we had some Landry back. Yes, Landry was back. Not that I cared, because I never really liked that character at all. I despise the character, both in Prime Universe and the Mirror Universe. Squadra Course, $2. Wow, great poem, Olivia. How's it going, Captain? It is going good. How you doing, Squadra Course? Grid Cube, this episode might have been the best so far. It was fairly entertaining. It's basically 2 episodes, because once they go through the door, it's all Mirror Universe. We don't see anything else. It did show in, coming up next time on, it did show more of the signal and stuff, which I think they're going to get into. But it was very much Mirror Universe, and I don't know if it's the actual Mirror Universe. It seems weird because it's reenacting the events, but at the same time, Stamets didn't get killed in the last one, or the last time, so I don't know how that worked out, but anyway. Olivia Julius, $5. Where I come from, I'm the Prime Universe and you are the Mirror. As it should be. I don't understand why Saru said that either. Anywho. Let's see, Lissa Jericho, why are they calling them Prime and Mirror? There are expressions for those universes. John Erdman, this episode was more crap. Yeah, I can see why people might not like this episode. There were a few things that bothered me, which we'll talk about tomorrow for sure when we break this down. It'll be interesting to see what Samuel thinks about this episode. I really thought Michael's acting, or Sonequa Martin Green's acting, was very over the top. Very, very dramatic. Very, very evil. Too much so, almost. It just didn't feel like natural at all. So Plutopia, Captain Kelly looked great. I mean, it's Mary Wiseman, of course she did. Rebel Poet 71, Shaniqua is an awful actor. I don't know why people keep insisting otherwise. She thinks overacting is good acting. Well, most actors only act how they're directed. So if we got a bad director that's telling you to emphasize certain things or say things a certain way, you're going to come off as wooden, you're going to come off as overacting. And this one really, I think, went too far into the overacting side of things. So yeah, I kind of agree with you a little bit. But I never saw her in anything else, like Walking Dead. I never watched that. So I don't know what she was like in The Walking Dead. But anyway. You call me Carl, yes. Mir Burnham, Dreamy Eyes for Good Tea, Nice House. Linner 337. So was your from Kelvin timeline 2379 and traveled forward in time and into the prime, or was he in the prime timeline 2379, went into the Kelvin timeline and traveled into the prime 32nd century? I think he was from the 2279 Kelvin universe and traveled forward into the prime universe, although I'm not sure exactly when into the prime universe. Let's see. Kovac wanted to keep Giorgio locked up. Hezraz, in non-canon in the audio podcast Spock versus Q, the sequel, Q implies that there is a P continuum and that the P can command the Q, as in mind your P's and Q's. Gotcha. Interesting. I think I have that audio book, I think, downstairs. Could be wrong. Dreamer out there, Cap, am I wrong? Have the terms mirror and prime universe ever been used before as far as you know? As far as I know, no. Not in the actual show. But Jonathan Erdman, yeah, not true. Killy, Hezraz, I know it's not non-canon, but they could make it. I'm gonna kill my goddamn kid. Every time he tries to be quiet when I'm on a live, when he could have done this before I did the live, but you gotta be quiet and the dogs bark, freak out, act like idiots. Read IQ, they have an M continuum there. Lots of silliness with the alphabet continuums, you know? Just saying. This is 3 different shows for 3 different seasons. Let's see, I think we are seeing the beginning of the downfall of the Empire. We will probably see the transfer of power and the Empress will return to the Prime Universe and join Section 31. Spock? Well, see, the events of Mirror still have to happen in TOS, which is 7 years after. Yeah, because I was thinking she's going to change the whole Terran Empire thing too, but that wouldn't work. That would screw up everything with TOS. It would screw up everything with that we see in DS9 later. So, Bill Shatner, Canada Pride. Indeed it is, my friend. Live long and prosper. Hezraz, did anyone notice that Killy had a Tilly moment when she started quoting Imperial Law? She definitely was the Mirror Universe equivalent of a Keener. Okay. Star Dispatch, 15 Quatlus. I suggest a breakdown video of the Star Dispatch article Easter eggs. Okay, that's a good suggestion. Joseph Barbado, nah, the mood lighting was good. It was good, wasn't it? Oh well. BJ Turan, I like the fellow on Planet Ontario with the newspaper and the door. Yeah, he's from a bunch of CSI shows. He was like the chief inspector or something, or the police chief. Even though not implied this as a cue, a being putting Giorgio through some litmus test. Oh, absolutely. That's exactly what it is. And I love how Giorgio in the Mirror Universe now is like, ooh, Michael, ooh, you're overreacting. And Michael, what the fuck, man? Or lady, girl, whatever you want to call yourself. What is the deal? You blind the artists and cut their hands off? Wow, that's a little bit much, don't you think? Anyway. Seriousness, wow. 246 people watching, 148 likes. Again, guys, we can get to 150 likes. 2 more people need to hit like. But I think with 200 people here, 240 people, we can definitely hit 200 likes. So hit that like button. It's a thumbs up. Give it all you got. Make it blue. You can only hit it once, unfortunately, unless you have multiple accounts. I'm not saying to do that, but you could do that. Just saying. We know your back hurts. We won't be upset if you sit down and chat with us. Actually, my back's not too bad today. I did take some medication for it, so I'm feeling good. And I don't mind standing for this. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. I can swap and sit down anytime. So, thank you, though, for your consideration. Fleet Puff Swift back $2, 102 with 221 watching. Nice. Oi, oi, governor. Throws in £5. Was there any mention of the Kelvin? Because I swear I didn't hear it at all. I'm guessing it was cut, and the hologram was moving, LOL, slightly. Yes, the hologram was moving, which I did not expect, and they didn't mention the Kelvin. They mentioned the Romulan mining vessel that crossed over, or went, I forget exactly what the wording was, but Romulan mining vessel tells you that it's the Kelvin incident. Hezraz, there was a pic someone photoshopped the portal, and it goes with the scene. Sturm von Elk, something Giorgio does will be the cause of the burn. Turn the B plot into the A plot. I could see that. Rude Chef, there he is. Oh shit, didn't notice the paper. BJ Tehran, so cool. Nice tie-in with the city on the edge of forever. I am way behind in the chat probably, and I apologize. Didn't they say the planet was in the Gamma Quadrant? They did indeed say the planet was in the Gamma Quadrant, quite far out actually. Matt Mon, okay, so if she's changing the past, is it laying the foundation for what Mirror Spock did to get the Mirror DS9, or is it changing altogether too? What do y'all think? I can't see her making any changes that would keep the Mirror and the DS9 stuff relevant, so I don't really want that. Nick Weeg, hey Captain, second fave of the season. Love the newspaper Easter eggs. Did not see that period of Mirror Universe coming. Sonequa plays a psychopath well. Oh, she does, absolutely. A little bit too well. Too much. Too much, in my opinion. Feels more Q than Guardian to me, says Sirstis. Commander Fanny, my guy, Mirror Universe is too scared to have a new Star Trek. Okay. BJ Tehran, or Ethan Peck as Mirror Spock. LOL. No, we don't need that. No, we don't need that. Sirstis, if it's real, then she is causing temporal paradoxes. Yes, absolutely. Paul Graham says, good night, all. Oh, good night, Paul. Did you think they did Mirror Universe justice? Yes and no. Like I said, it's a little over the top, a little too dramatic, and I don't think, with everybody trying to kill everybody else all the time, I don't know how you could live in that, first of all. And secondly, the fact that everybody is still together and on the same ship is dumb, in my opinion. Like, your ancestors would be killed, your parents would have been murdered for doing something stupid. You never would have been born. You never would have made it to that position. I don't buy that everything lines up all the time for each era. That's just bullshit, in my opinion. Plus, why is the Empress or the Emperor on the Discovery of all ships to go to the christening of her new ship? Why wouldn't she be on the flagship, which would probably be the Enterprise or another ship that's more important than the Discovery? Yeah, some things weren't very well done, but Happiest Gnome stop saying Landrew. Hezrez, I think it is a cue, and the teasing, the trickery, also they are probably putting her through a test, or shockers, she actually did go back. I think it's a test. I really do. I don't think it's going to be her actually going back, because I don't know how that would work, but I don't know. We'll talk about some theories and have some good videos discussing that kind of stuff coming up, I'm sure. So stay tuned for those, guys. Make sure you're subscribed. We're at 173 likes now, which is awesome, but I think we can hit 175. We're at 174 now, so one more like. But let's get to 200. That's another 25 likes. I know we just hit 175, but thank you guys for tuning in, and you guys are awesome. Keep up the super chats, keep up the hanging out, the everything. Just, you guys are awesome. Thank you for coming. And don't forget to check out our content tomorrow, because 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Steve says, I'm 12 minutes behind. Well, thank you, Steve. That makes me feel so much better. I'm trying to skip some comments. I don't want to read them all and get too far behind in the chat. So, Star Dispatch 15 Quatlus, Burnham was too evil to be entertaining. I agree. Thank you very much. Lisa Jericho, over the top perhaps, but still more enjoyable than Michael. Jason Herdell, USS Bradbury. Robopolt 71, actors speak out against acting in ways that don't do their careers justice. Sonequa is just arrogant. Ooh. Livy Julius, $5. Then when Stamets pulled the curtain showing the Empire ship, the showed season 1 clip on a loop. Did they really? I didn't notice that. Let's see. Shatner was criticized for his acting, and standards were lower in the 60s. TV was pretty new. Not really. It was just, it was a fun show that wasn't really meant to be anything serious. So I wouldn't say TV was new. It was newer-ish. But yeah, I see what you're saying, but I don't really agree. Let's see. Squadron Course puts in $2. Good going. Hidden Easter eggs in my ship's MSD. Hiding Easter eggs in my ship's MSD. Matt Mon, how are you? I'm good. Thank you, Matt. Sirstis, dogs are the best alarms. That's true. Livy Julius, $2. Dad jokes for the win, always. Andre Aquiri, sorry, I don't know if I said that right. $5. Hey Cap, if Stamets dies, then there is no damage to the mycelial network. That's very true, because he was messing around with the mycelial network in season 1. So, Kristen Montgomery, the first 15 minutes were good, but could have been squeezed into the last episode. I absolutely agree with you. Is this Mirror Foley? No, it's not. Don't worry, it's just regular Captain Foley. Matthew DeFreitas, Giorgio will jump the ISS Disco to the Prime universe and stick it in the nebula. She'll kill the Mirror Disco crew in the process. See, something like that might work. Jeff Jacobs at Good Tea Nice House will never forget the last scene where she comes out of the box as a zombie. Oh, spoilers for Walking Dead, I guess. Jesus Christ. Hezraz, the problem is if she changes the Mirror Universe past, it also changes the Prime Universe past. Yes, it does, absolutely. Which will mean Disco was never Prime. Like, let's get that fixed, guys. Ryan K, the TNG Season 1 uniform was neat to see, even though I'm not a fan of that uniform. Neither am I, but it did look fantastic. It's probably the best that a TNG Season 1 uniform has looked on screen. It looked really good. It looked really crisp and clean. Daniel's Hot Topics, Captain Foley. Oh my god, Jojo is back in the Mirror Universe, but she is changing history by killing Stamets, among other things. This will change history of Discovery. It will, absolutely. And I wanted to see Lorca. I kept waiting. We kept hearing Lorca, and I'm like, let's see Lorca. I like Lorca. Grid Cube, Mira Owa is a badass, though. Oh, yes. Commander Fanny, what happened to your back, my guy? I'm just old. I just have a bad lower back. Was in a bit of an accident like 25 years ago and kind of jolted my back, and it never really recovered. So, Star Dispatch 15 Quatlus. The thing with the artist makes me sick. It makes me hate the Mirror Universe. I know, it's a little much. Mark Crisco, $5. I wonder if it would be the Defiant sending the signal from the nebula. Certainly would fit within the Mirror storyline. I'm going to say no to that, but Commander Fanny, can you do a Picard imitation for us fans? Engage. I can't really do Picard, sorry. Jeff Jacobs, 350, 150. It looked like they had fun making this episode. 199 likes now, so we're just one away from 200, guys. So awesome. Thank you so much for hitting that like button. One more like, and we'll get to 200. Let's see. BJ Turan, Bill Shatner, if that is really you, I and my dad enjoyed your daughter's book on the making of Star Trek 5. Bought it a few months ago. Very informative and entertaining. So there you go. Mr. Shatner, if that is you, there you go. Domingo Rodriguez. Okay, I just rewatched the trailer for the next episode. I still think she leaves someone in charge. She was talking to Michael during the trailer, so maybe her and that will lead to Spock down the road. Oh my god. We'll see. Fleet Paws Swiftback, $2. Colbert in the red uniform was awesome. Colbert just looks good in any uniform. He's a well-built guy. And yeah, the red uniform does look fantastic. Matt Mon, didn't the architect get blinded after its construction was completed? What are we talking about specifically, Matt? Something said earlier about the St. Basil's Cathedral. Oh, probably. Yeah, that's something that an emperor or a crazy leader would do. Build me the most beautiful cathedral ever. And then once it's completed, you cut off their hands and blind them so that they can never make one for anybody else. Yeah. Let's see. Virisk. I don't know what to say to that. On the front page of the newspaper, it says supernova threatens Takan Empire. What do you think that means? Wow, that's awesome, because that ties into the Last Outpost TNG episode, season 1, where the Takan Empire fell like I forget how long ago, a long time ago. Um, that's interesting. I didn't notice that. Chris Valdez, pretty sure the Defiant is still the flagship before the Charon. Yes. Oh, in the Mirror Universe? Yeah, probably. Um, BJ Tron, I see the Mirror Universe as the Star Trek sandbox. It makes absolutely no sense, but don't worry about it. Yeah, pretty much. Leonard337, to be fair, people in our world usually aren't born in a universe full of psychotic or psychopathic killers, so our discomfort with Mira Burnham's behavior and overacting should feel jarring, just my opinion. Yeah, but there's no way that anybody would survive more than like a day in that universe. And how can you couldn't put your guard down. You could never relax. You could never feel comfortable. You're always worried about somebody betraying you, somebody stabbing you in the back, literally and figuratively. It just, you couldn't enjoy your life. You couldn't. Daniel's Hot Topics, or maybe they are using the splinter timeline theory where if you go back to the past and make changes, the timeline splinters off and the new universe is created. Yeah, I could definitely see them doing that. Star Dispatch, 15 Quatlus. I will never understand the appeal of the Mirror Universe. Mirror, Mirror was enough. People love evil, though. They love the evil spin on their favorite characters. Even um, the Voyager episode Living Witness, where it was the closest we got to a Mirror Universe Voyager crew, was an awesome episode. Just to see the evil versions of what they thought the Voyager crew was like was awesome. Leonard337, the guy with the newspaper and the door had some serious TOS vibes with the weirdness factor. His dad jokes are on par with the ones on Trekyards. Absolutely. Hezra, standards were not lower in the 60s. If you watch shows in different decades, you see the acting style change with each decade. Yes. I don't know how to say your name. Vyrsace. It gives me an aneurysm just thinking about it. But he says on the front page of the newspaper, it says supernova threatens the Khan Empire. What do you think that means? I already talked about that. There's an episode one of TNG called The Last Outpost, where they talk about the Khan Empire and its destruction from a supernova, which was, I think, centuries ago. So it's just interesting. Maybe they were behind it. Maybe they, I don't know. I don't know. When will we get more live streams with Samuel? Samuel is epic. Dab. All week. Almost every day we do live streams with me and Samuel. The only day that we don't do live streams during this new content basically is Thursdays, and that's where it's just me tonight. But then tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Samuel will be on if you want to see him. So I hope that answers your question. Grid Cube, you are supposed to hate the Mirror Universe, though. I know. Joseph Barbato, hey Cap, off topic, but how is the Camaro doing? It is good. Is it in storage presently? Even though we have no snow, there's still salt and shit on the roads because we did have snow and people don't know how to fucking drive when it snows apparently. So you have to put salt down and then that'll just ruin the car. So the car is in storage, even though it's really nice weather and it shouldn't be, but it is. So it's fine. It'll be out in March. Jonathan Erdman, been looking forward to this all week. Well, welcome. I'm sorry to disappoint you by being me. Hezraz, or Prime Lorca gets thrown through the door after Giorgio finds him. Well, just kidding. I'd love to see Prime Lorca. I just love to see Lorca again. I like the character. Love the actor. Jason Isaacs is great. Met him in Vegas. He hadn't heard about Trekyards, but we gave him our card and told him what we do. And he's like, I'll check this out. So I don't know if he would. Probably not. He probably says that to everybody. But nicest guy you'd ever want to meet. And yet he plays the most evil dickheads. Like in Harry Potter and stuff. So just a great guy, though. Great guy. Fleet Paw Swiftback, $2, 213 Sweet, again at 250, and on to 300. Well, we're at 227 now. Can we hit 250? That's the challenge that's just been issued. So another 23 likes will get us there. I think, yeah, that's how that works. That's math. Okay. Bill Shatner, thanks for the shout out. It was my pleasure. Well, you need to do something to prove that you're actually the real Bill Shatner, my friend. I would love to have you like watch the show, but you know, it's YouTube, so. Hezraz, did anyone notice that they sort of emphasized the Terrans destroying Outer Rim worlds a few times? I hope the Romulans in the Mirror Universe are not massacred. They very well could be, and I didn't notice that actually. I'll need to go back and watch it. I've seen it a few times now, and I just don't know what to think of it. There's a lot of sensory overload in this episode, so breaking it down on the review tomorrow will be really important. So tune in for that. Sirstis, I think this is all in Giorgio's head, and these events don't have a temporal impact. That's probably very true. She probably went through the door and literally will come back through the door in part two, and Michael will be like, "Are you okay? Like you just literally just went through the door and came right back. What's up?" And it's going to be like, "Well, it was just a test, or just all in her head for some reason, or something, you know." Hezraz, people do love evil spins. I enjoy when a character goes evil for a while or has other evil alter egos. That name I can't pronounce says the other headline on the newspaper also says Starship USS Jenolan reported missing. Oh, that's awesome. See, we gotta check those out when we do the full review. That's really great. The name is pronounced Versace. Versace. It's not how you spell Versace though. Okay, Versace. Captain Casey Stewart, we see both old and new discovery. Yes. Captain Casey Stewart, what is with the badge beside your name? That's not a Trekyards badge. But you're a member of the channel, but you have a badge that's not one of ours. Like, what's up with that? What up with that? What you talking about, Willis? Joe Brown, $5. Are we sure she's actually in the Mirror Universe and the changes she makes will stick? Or is this something else? Seems too easy and convenient to me. Yeah, I think it is literally just a test or in her mind. Because I don't think it's going to impact any changes historically. So, but she's still there. Grimmy244, hey guys, if we are in the Kelvin universe, why did Vulcan have a moon? What? Sirstis, if Rome never fell, what empires never come to rise? Linner337, got the vibe that the Mirror Universe portion of this episode is some sort of elaborate vision. Giorgio experiences the past, but her actions do not affect the actual timeline. Not sure though. Yeah, I could definitely see that being what's going on. Again, we don't have any real clarification for that, but we will in the next episode, I hope. We'll see. Liz Jericho, that isn't the real Bill Shatner. He's not talking about horses. But then Bill says, I'd be more happy to call into the show and prove my identity, Stuart. It would be a delight to talk. Well, you spelled my name wrong, Mr. Shatner. It's Stuart. Don't know how to get you to call into the show. You can probably add me on Skype. If you have Skype, it's the best way to do it. But yeah, I don't want to get my phone number out, obviously, because that's just dumb. So yeah, there's got to be another way to. I would love to talk to you too if it is you, but is it though? The USS Jenolan was Scotty's ship from TNG Relics. Yes, it was. And it went missing 75 years prior to the episode. So, D. Ronan, I even think was some actor, but paused the door a bit, so I may be back. What? My brain is broken. Versace, that is correct. Mechanics 1228. How many shots does it take to get to the captain messed up and Commander Calkins? Shots depends what it is. Commander Calkins probably a lot less than me. But again, it depends what it is. And you should tune into some of our Trekyards drunk streams where we do like season reviews, retrospectives, just hangouts. We do a lot of drunk ones, so tune in for those. You can get us drunk. You can super chat for shots. somebody just somebody just tweeted at Bill Shatner saying, "Are you on Trekyards right now?" Um, I mean, Red Letter Media got the attention of Bill Shatner, but not in a good way. And somebody said, "Well, they mentioned Trekyards in one of the tweets for that what Shatner was responding to." So hopefully Shatner does know about Trekyards or learn about us. That'd be great. Oi, oi, governor! Throws in £2. Still no space battles. God damn, time's ticking. Yeah. BJ Tehran, maybe this is the Star Trek version of A Christmas Carol and It's a Wonderful Life. You know what? That's exactly what it is. I'll bet you any money. Grimmy2444, sorry to confuse you. If Discovery is theorized as being in Kelvin, how can Vulcan still be because of Nero? I may be confused. Okay, but what does the Kelvin Vulcan have to do with this episode? That's what confuses me. Like, I don't know why you're talking about Vulcan. They didn't go to Vulcan. They didn't visit Vulcan. And yeah, she says she's whatever a Vulcan in her title, but that's because she's not in the Kelvin universe. So I don't understand what you mean exactly. So I'm still confused. Commander Fanny, if possible, I'd love a Trekyards Q&A with Shatner. Hey, you know, we're always down for that. We've talked to a lot of actors. We've talked to Patrick Stewart. We got some clips, some smaller videos from that still haven't been released. We've done a lot. We've talked to a lot of the actors. We've talked to a lot of the designers, a lot of behind-the-scenes people. So absolutely, we would love to have Shatner on. Good tea, nice house, $2. Giorgio is having a Chakotay boxing dream. Yikes. That's a good point. Bill Shatner, I got Skype to talk with my family, and a few months ago. Also, sorry for the name faux pas. That's okay. You're a fellow Canadian, so it's fine. So yeah, I can give you my Skype info. I don't know how you'd get a hold of me. Message me DM me on Facebook. Give me a shout out at Captain Foley on Twitter, Mr. Shatner. There you go. Send me a direct message on Twitter to at Captain Foley or at Trekyards, and I'll give you the Skype information. There you go. That's how we'll do it. BJ Tehran, Emperor Giorgio, what day is it? Why it's Star Trek Day, of course. You know that photon torpedo down across the street? What? The one as big as me? Yes, that's the one. Go buy it, my lad. If you get back in 5 minutes, I'll give you half a crown. Forget how that whole thing goes, but there you go. BJ Tehran, sorry I didn't have a calendar or a watch. Ben's son, would be interesting if she ends up back in the regular timeline, circa Discovery pre-jump, and ends up in Section 31. There is possibilities for things like that, for sure. John McHugh, I was going to mention the Red Letter Media incident. Matt Mon, well, citizenship couldn't be bought. It was granted at different points in time to the people living in the provinces. Ozzy Medeiros, they didn't fix the shuttle bay door in ISS Discovery. It was still open. Right? Squadra Course, $2. Even if not him, a head with horses is good charity. Absolutely, it's great charity, but like I said, I don't pay to go to a Star Trek convention to hear about horse charities. I go to listen to Star Trek stuff. You can talk about the horse charities for the last 10 minutes of your talk instead of the first 50. That's all I'm saying. Glimmy2444. No worries. If Disco is Prime, then I'm happy. That's all that matters. Well, Disco's not Prime. It's the Discoverse. It's its own thing because it's clearly not visual canon Prime timeline, unfortunately. So even though as much as they say it is, and it is because canon because they say it is, it's not. So it's just that simple. There's the Kelvin timeline, the Prime timeline, and the Disco timeline. Oi, governor. So, Captain, what would you like to see happen in the final episode? I have no idea. We're still too far away from it to really call it something epic, and I don't care if it's a cliffhanger to next season. As far as I'm concerned, they shouldn't rush the end of the season. They should keep the momentum that they have going, but don't rush it. Don't snowball it to the end of the episode, to the end of the season, and mess it up, because they've been doing a pretty good job this season. So let's see, Sirstus, yeah, Twitter, there you go. Well, I'm sure Mr. Shatner has left the chat now and hasn't seen that, if it is him, so there'll be some reason that he didn't message me on Twitter. It's fine. Fleetball Swiftback, 9 more likes. Well, we only need 6 more likes now to get to 250. We have almost 300 people watching, so guys, hit that like button if you haven't. I would love to see that hit 250 likes. That'd be awesome. Matt Mon, good night. Captain, good night. Trekyards citizens and mere Trekyards citizens. Murray Nathan, Mike from Real Letter Media bought the Darmok and Jalad monster head and tossed it across the room like an empty beer bottle. Yeah, he was kicking it around and stuff. That kind of pissed me off too. But he also put in a whole bunch of vintage Star Wars figures into a big aquarium and threw acetone on them. Let them soak in acetone. Like, I love the guys at Red Letter Media, but things like that, they just rub me the wrong way. They sure know how to rub my rhubarb the wrong way. Tejesh Patel, final scene, Sahil becomes captain of Discovery. Hashtag justice for Sahil. Poor Sahil. That guy needs to be rescued. Seriously, I think it's going to be a cliffhanger at the season ender. I hope so as well. I mean, I think so as well, and I also hope so. Toon Millie 03. If they had the show looking like TOS, the show would look incredibly lame for 2020, though. Facts. Absolutely wrong. Watch In a Mirror Darkly parts 1 and 2. They made the TOS look fantastic. So, totally disagree with you, and always will. You can make the original look fantastic and up to date. Like I said, with the console, the jelly beans buttons, as people call them, which I fucking hate, or the starbursts, yeah, sure, they don't look great in the 60s. Fine, I'll give you that. But all you do to update that visually and have it look exactly the same, have all black panels so that you see the bridge, all black panels, right? Then the bridge powers up and you see a little blink underneath the black, like where all the buttons are, a little blink, and then doop, you see it whoop, pop up, and then doop, a little holographic button about that far above the surface of the console. So you got the same outline, the same lit button layout, all the same colors, and they're like tactile holograms, because they have those now where you can touch tactile hologram in real life right now. But it's like a toggle switch. You can push it, you can click it up, you can you can jog it left to right, you can do different actions with it, and it's just holograms, but it looks, from a distance, it looks exactly like the TOS bridge, because it should. But when you get up close, if you want to get in for close-ups, you can have that futuristic look. So I totally 1000% disagree with you. You can make the corridors of Discovery look a lot like TOS, but still update them, because they look nothing like TOS as it is. But that's another story. So Toon Millie 03, you're absolutely wrong. Olivia Julius, $5. Can we get 300 likes? Hashtag make Olivia pay. We're at 257 with 284 people watching. If you haven't hit like yet, hit like. Let's see what we can do as far as that goes, but I'm not exactly sure we can do that. Jeff Jacobs, it wouldn't be Trekyards if we didn't nitpick tech stuff. That's what Discovery... What's with the Discovery not reattaching the nacelles when they jump to the planet? That I'll have to take a look at and see, because I didn't notice that. BJ Tehran, I saw William Shatner live 2 years ago after watching the Wrath of Khan at Proctor's Shintadity, whatever, and he talked about a lot of very entertaining, but not too much on horses. I'm just saying, I've seen him live a few times too, and the one time, literally, he was talking about every other thing under the sun, including horses and his charities, for 50 minutes of his hour-long talk on stage, and then talked about Star Trek for maybe 10 minutes. And then the Q&A was like people, of course, asking Star Trek questions. like I said, I don't pay all the money to get into a Star Trek convention to hear about horse charities. Like, yeah, that's great. It's a great cause. Mention it at the end of your talk or at the beginning for 10 minutes and then get into the Star Trek stuff. I just find there's a real disconnect, but that's a whole other rant and a whole other thing I don't want to get into. So, oi, governor. I agree with you, Captain. As former Kit 82, that was my name. That was me. I did say to you about the burn origins being discovered in season 4, not points during now. It would be like, well, that was shit. Oh, so you changed your name. Good. All right, Kid 82. Hezraz, I'm not saying that the Romans were nice, but you could gain citizenship as a man by citizenship or be born into from your place of birth. Okay. Michael Wells, Anti-Trekker got badly confused because of Lieutenant Commander Yor. He thought Kovich was referencing to Discovery when he was saying Yor. Oh, good God. Anti-Trekker. Wow. Commander Fanny. Honestly, even if the guy isn't Shatner, I'm curious to see what he would say in a call-in. Yeah, I am too, but I'm not going to give out all my information for Skype and for my phone if I want him to call in on a public live. Like, that's just dumb. Hashtag me. Message me on Twitter. Private message me. I'll shoot Shatner my information. But it's not Shatner, so it's fine. Fleetpaw Swiftback, $5. Made a big deal about Sahil and Adira. Yet, what are those two characters doing now? Not a lot. Irritated at that, to be honest. Yes, like a lot of people are. Listen, Jericho, you could say the same thing with the Star Wars look. That's very 70s. Yeah, and yet they continue to maintain that over the Clone Wars and the new movies and everything else, and it looks great. Ezra, so between all the different universes, there is only one Q or various versions. I can just imagine Q jumping between universes, screwing with people. Well, absolutely, I'm sure they have access to all those dimensions. Oi, Governor, wrong question to ask. The captain, he loves the TOS. He will defend it to the death. Yep, you can film it with modern lighting and modern techniques like they did in A Mere Darkly, and it looks fucking fantastic. It still looks futuristic as hell. I don't care what anybody says. Laughable Larry, $10. I think this episode is going to be like TNG Tapestry, where Q shows Picard that changing his future isn't always a good idea. She'll try to change the past, but realize that it made the future worse. I can see that being a thing for sure. I like the Christmas Carol comparison. That's good. Marvin Woodley, I thought part 1 and 2 would be together like seasons 2 of Discovery. Hooker Unleashed Films, that Fleetpaw Swiftback. I like the characters, but I do not like the fact that Adira is underage in that relationship. They were talking up. Holy shit. Hooker Unleashed Films, stop yelling. Sarah Stanley, what do you think the Kelpian was doing in that nebula? Well, they said that they were there to investigate a dilithium nursery a couple years before the burn. And the message is over 100 years old. We know the burn happened 120 years ago. So I assume they were trying to do something with the dilithium nursery and they fucked it up and maybe caused the burn themselves. I don't know. Stephen Overby, maybe said, but Carl, like Guardian of Forever or Tikan Portal or some such, Giorgio uses ISS Disco to return to Prime, joins Section 31, and leaves Disco to wait 1,000 years. Yeah, I can see that being a thing for sure. Joseph Barbado. So the Kelpian ship is in the nebula, probably not Disco. Yes. John McHugh, Hooker, can you speak up? Didn't hear you. Andrew Prime, I said on Facebook it will be Mirror Discovery, but doesn't explain the AI. It doesn't, actually. Matt Deckard, are we really going to talk about this guy with the bowler? Yes. A Steel, $2. Have you seen a single engine room in Disco at all? No. You've only seen the Spore Reaction Room, which is supposedly right off of the engineering room, but we've never seen it. So, BJ Tehran, I think TNG DS9 Voyager look just as good now as back then. Look at the Orville today. Updated and more detailed TOS aesthetic for ships, sets, and uniforms is what I wanted from Disco. It's what a lot of people wanted. So, updated but still the same, showing the love. Versace, what do you think the significance is of the Time Soldier's uniform, TNG Season 1 uniform? It feels like such a specific detail that it has to be a deliberate reference to later purpose. Thoughts? We've talked about that in our prediction video yesterday. I'm sure we'll do another video about it. I don't know specifically, but the date they give is from the movie Nemesis, where they should have the new uniforms, the black and gray ones. So for him to reference that year and the fact that he moved forward through the timeline is interesting, because it's the wrong uniform for that time. But that being said, it's the Kelvin universe, so it could be that there's just not an exact parallel as far as uniforms and stuff goes. Like they had the season 1 stuff when Nemesis was happening, so it's just later development of uniforms. Who knows? I'm sure we'll never get an explanation. So it's that simple. Commander Fanny, you should make an alt Skype account that people could call into. Plutopia, the guys at Axonar made their TOS bridge look awesome for a fan film production. Yeah, it's updated with newer graphics and stuff. Even the Ticonderoga sets, James Colley's, it's TOS, but it's got modern, updated graphics on the screens above, and it looks great. It's like, yeah, that's how you update things. Good job, guys. Hezraz, I found it funny that people in the Mirror Universe were saying that Georgia was going soft even before the event. That is why they said people were revolting against her. I also thought that was odd. And yeah, doesn't make much sense. BJ Tehran, Star Wars had done an amazing job maintaining its unique aesthetic over 4 decades, really enjoying The Mandalorian. Ryan K, not sure the stated cause of Giorgio's condition. What? I don't know what you mean. Marvin Woodley, what do you think about Star Trek Continues? Watch videos on YouTube. Don't know why you're yelling, Martin. I think the Star Trek Continues stuff is fantastic. We've had Vic Mignogna on our show talking about it. He's somebody we talk to on a regular basis, and I think they've done really well. Those were really well done. Even Chris Doohan, we've interviewed him in Vegas. We've talked to him a few times. So we've had people from Star Trek Continues on our show talking about the show. So go back and check those out. Just type in Trekyards, Star Trek Continues, or Vic in the search bar for YouTube, and you'll find those videos. Michael Wells, I can't get the image of dilithium crystals in diapers out of my head. Dilithium nursery, that's fun. Jordan Specht. Sorry. What are your thoughts on Book joining Starfleet? He says he is a pilot and an engineer. Will he be crew by season 4? Yeah, he's probably the new chief engineer. I think he will be part of the crew at some point, but... Grid Cube, I know this has nothing to do with anything, but didn't Voyager find a thing that was better than dilithium that came across from the cocoons of the dying people that teleported from through true rifts? Yes, they found a bunch of different tech. We talked about that too two days ago in our live or a few days ago about transwarp, and all the different things that Voyager had discovered in its course of its 7 years. Necessity is the mother of invention. Plus, you're in a new quadrant, meeting new species all the time. You're going to find new tech. So, yeah, we did a video talking about that stuff and why the lack of dilithium didn't make any goddamn sense. Matt Deckard, $3 to the pain. Chris Core, not true. They take dilithium out of the engine room at the start of the season, didn't they? No. That was the dilithium vending machine, which was in a hallway. But then again, it's a science ship, so that's not the dilithium chamber. That's just dilithium storage. And a science ship might have different uses for dilithium, so not necessarily just for the reactor, but for different experiments or whatever. Because in season 1 they say Discovery is a unique ship. It's a science vessel. It can have 300 different ongoing scientific projects at one time. So I have no problem with them bringing extra dilithium. So that wasn't the engine room. it's a dilithium storage container, vending machine, if you will, and it's in a hallway for some reason, so it's not the engine room. Oi, oi, governor. I love that new name. I did say to myself after really thinking about it that the ship in Nebula couldn't possibly be Discovery from Calypso. It was too damn obvious to be true. Thank God it probably isn't. There'll be something, though. The Calypso thing still needs to be a thing. Toon Millie 03, the uniforms will totally not work today. Come on, women in short skirts are not practical. Well, they also, in the Cage and TOS, they did have women in pants as well. And those weren't really skirts. Sure, they looked like skirts, but they weren't like underwear underneath them. So yes, you could change the uniforms. The uniforms in the Kelvin universe, in the Star Trek 2009, that Uhura was wearing would probably be the better option for that, but the uniforms would still look fine. There's ways to update the TOS uniform and have it look fantastic. So again, I totally disagree with you. Hezraz, I wonder if Mirror Universe Kolber is even more sassy than Prime Universe. Probably. Gastro 1980, just finished this episode. What the hell? The show gets worse every episode. Can't wait till the next one to see it get worse. BJ Tehran, if they do Brave New Worlds, it's Strange New Worlds, I hope they go into recreating TOS aesthetic. Ignore disco like Disco ignored TOS series and films. Star Trek Ticonderoga is great. They're not going to, they're going to keep the Discovery aesthetics because they're going to triple down on their our Star Trek's real Star Trek thing. But yes, Ticonderoga is great. Commander Fander, we never get to hear about your personal life as much. How is your family? I talk about my personal life all the time if you tune into the lives. The family's great. Everything is good. I don't know what else to tell you. Things are good. Sick of COVID and sick of the lockdowns and stuff, but you know, things will get back to normal. Probably this time next year we'll be back to a normal routine. So I know it's a whole another year, but I'm not too worried about it. John Tibby, Cap, do you think we might be new to 23rd century ships in Strange New Worlds, but in the style of the Disco Connie? Yes, we will get new ships in the 23rd century ships, but in the disco style. Absolutely, we will. So maybe we'll see a Saladin, like a single nacelled ship, maybe a dreadnought, like the Federation class, but in the TOS or the Discovery TOS style. Yes, I would hope they would do that. Anthony Green, is Reno on leave? Well, the actress actually has, I believe, breast cancer, so that's why she couldn't film as much. But yeah, I really missed the character. Ryan K, not sure I really like that it was her moving through time, crossing universes that has caused her condition. Jeff Jacobs shares one of the Vic Star Trek Continues videos there, so thank you, Jeff. Hezraz, I love that Vance was basically hinting to Saru that he should take chances. Saru was being sort of weird. Well, he's a new captain. He's not quite sure of himself, so. Listen, Jericho, there's a theory that in season 1 of Discovery, Chief Engineer was Scotty, hence why Lorca did a Scottish accent. So, gotta figure out what Scotty be doing like 10 years before TOS. Could be possible that he was, I wouldn't think it would be Chief Engineer though. Might be an engineer on there, but. Matt Deckard, back then you could get sandwiches, soup, and dilithium at the same place. Yes. Hezraz, they are saying to show that Giorgio has changed the Prime Universe without realizing it. Those couple times where she slightly hides her shock at Terran action, she seems sensitized again. Yes. Potopia, the mirrored dot droids looked so out of place. I really hate that the producers are trying to force their existence on us. Amen. Murray Nathan, what does Luke Skywalker do when he's constipated? He uses the Force. Scythe Commander, would love to see a Mirror Universe version of the Genesis device, but as a weapon, timeline doesn't quite line up, but Defiant going back could always explain advancements in random tech. Absolutely. Hezraz on Twitter, I saw that they are starting pre-production of Strange New Worlds, working on it today. Yeah, that's what I've heard too, that they've gone into pre-production. So, oi oi governor, I love that name. I'm going to bed. The governor needs sleep. I stayed up so bloody late not to miss this. I'll be back for the next video. I love the channel. Keep the great work up, and good night. Well, good night, my friend. Have a good one, and thank you so much for joining us. But really appreciate you guys showing up. So, Ryan K, please no single nacelle ships, in my opinion. Well, not everybody's cup of tea, so it's fine. Hezraz, Discovery and Giorgio are probably going to screw up the timelines and universes along the way, and they'll break the temporal accords, and season 4 will be Temporal Wars. Yeah. Where is Gray? Gray is probably just hiding for... I love how that's explained in this episode, kind of. Maybe he's hiding because, he told you need to make friends here. So him sticking around and being your invisible friend was alienating you, forcing you to make friends by hiding, I think, is what's going on with that. So I kind of like that. Yeah. Jeffrey Jacobs, come on, guys, can we get to 300? If you did not blue, then you did not do it. Hit the thumbs up, guys. 282 people watching, 292 likes. We need 8 more likes to get to 300. 8 more likes. 8 of you have not hit like, and I know that for a fact. So go out and hit that like button. BJ Turon, you can update TOS uniforms while still being true to the original series. I do a mix of tunics and blouses, service uniforms, and jumpsuits, working uniforms like Wrath of Khan. Absolutely. Defiant Mr. Raven Productions, I could care less about the dot droids being forced on us. Lisa Jericho, Tig did have cancer, but that was 5 years ago. Yes, but I think because she's not in this so much, I think Sylvia, my wife, I think, was the one that told me that she actually has been going back. I don't know. Whatever. That's just what I heard. So. Martin Woodley, did you hear about the starship exploding? Yes, I did. Terry West 111. Hey guys, just saw the episode. I enjoyed some of the scenes in the Mirror Universe, though I don't understand who or what that old guy with the newspaper is. Got a very Q-like vibes from him. Grid Cube. Gray is just another virtue signaling that the producers of Discovery have made, and pisses me off that they killed him. They didn't kill him. Well, they did kill his character, yes. And again, they made such a big deal about the relationship and stuff that I thought it'd be more of a thing and he wouldn't be killed off right away. So yeah, I was kind of disappointed with that as well. Captain Casey Stewart, maybe a Foley class in Strange New Worlds. I doubt it. Alyssa Jericho, the lack of midriff is very disappointing. I do agree. It's a Mirror Universe trope. Hezraz, they also did a parallel type scene where Giorgio stops the sword before hitting Prime Burnham's neck, but slightly cutting Mirror Universe's neck. Yes. Toon Millie 03. I'm wondering if the Kelpians caused the burn and Saru does something on emotion after being proud that they joined and loses his captaincy. It will be an interesting dynamic change. I agree with you there. The fact that he, Tilly said, should I notify the Admiral? And he's like, no, Admiral Vance is busy with other shit. Let's wait till we got something more substantive before we... I like that because, yes, I think because it's a Kelpian, his decision-making might be a little off. So yeah, I could see that being a thing. Versace, another weird detail. Look at the symbols, patterns on both sides of the door Carl creates. I don't think they match up with the common symbols, but might be something worth looking at. Very good point, and we will take a look at that kind of stuff tomorrow in our full review and breakdown of this episode. So tune in for that. It's going to be at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm pretty sure we're starting an hour early tomorrow. Eric says, Gig Natero was busy touring and filming a movie. She filmed her parts all at once. Oh, okay, cool. Jeff Jacobs, 309. Boom, 300, just like that. 325 now. We have 309. Can we get to 325? Probably. Hybrid T. Was it me or did all the Berman scenes feel so forced and cringy? Berman. Oh, you mean um, Michael Burnham, not Berman. Yeah, they did. They felt, as I said from the beginning of this, she felt she was overacting that part. She was overacting the evil. A Steel, I want to see an engine room, even if it's a lawnmower engine in a closet next to the mop. Just tape blinkies to it. That's great. Fleet Plus Swiftback $2, 308 likes. Awesome, guys. Can we hit 350? We have to hit 320 first, so it's another 10 likes. I'm sure we can do it. Grimmy 2444. Yes. I wonder what Saru's gangula tastes like. Probably like ramen noodles. Probably the vegetable kind. No, maybe the shrimp kind. It's a good question. Don't know. The Ronin, I blew it. I mean to hit liked. Or he hit like. Hezraz, I felt that Carl, newspaper holding, cigar holding boiler hat man, dropped some hints or foreshadowing. Oh, he did, for sure. Fleet Paw Swiftback, evidently they're sweet. Well, only she said they would be sweetened for dessert, which means there's probably different ways to make them, like ramen noodles with sugar sprinkled on them or something. I don't know. It's got to be a dessert way to make ramen noodles. Gastro 1980, when that door showed up in the snow, I wanted a Narnia font to walk through or a Doctor Who reference. Rest in peace, Trek. Ooh, that's harsh. Xerxes 2005. Saru seemed to be too much by the book and missing some creativity. He wants to prove himself as a captain. He's a new captain. So, Marvin Woodley, I think the door was the guardian of forever. I would love that if it's just an illusion, and when we actually see what it looks like, it looks exactly like the Guardian of Forever. Maybe not the Guardian of Forever, but another one exactly like it. Terry West, 111. Carl was the most interesting character this episode. I want to know who he is. Well, it's like Sahil. We'll probably never fucking see him again for some reason. Abrantes 09 just hopped in, but that episode was definitely not what I expected. I'm still trying to process my emotions right now. It wasn't what I expected either. Hezraz, just remember, if you hate Prime Universe Burnham, just think of Mirror Universe Burnham. You'll hate her less. That's great. Xerxes 2005, overacting is pretty much how all Mirror Universe characters have been played since the beginning. True. BJ Tehran, most sci-fi uniforms and clothing is pretty simple, from Star Wars to even The Expanse. Star Trek Enterprise flight suit was actually very complex with all those zippers. BJ Tehran, Enterprise's flight suit was great, has a working uniform in the series, but there should have been a jacket and trouser service uniform for formal occasions. Mechanics 1228, $5. Would the show go through all the trouble of creating a refit only to throw it out and have the crew return to their own time? Can't unsee refit now. I don't think they're going to send the crew back to their own time. That would be a bad idea. Hezraz, that Mirror Universe play made my day. It was so Shakespeare, lol. Then Giorgio just stabs Stamets in the neck and he dies on the stage. BJ Tehran, I would like to see both Burnhams left on a snowball planet to fight each other forever, lol, with snowballs in a snowball fight. The random guy at the door felt very TOS, says the Ronin. Jeff Jacobs loved how Killy gave Mirror Burnham the extra kick as she went by. Dan Jones, there are clues on the front page of the newspaper. Yes, we will look at those in our for full reaction investigation review thing tomorrow. Our review and discussion. Good tea, nice house, puts in $5. When Disco jumped back from Mirror Universe in season 1, Admiral Cornwall said they skipped 8 months of the war. 9 months, actually. I hope we find out what happened to the ISS Disco crew. Good point. Terry West, 111. Yeah, Evil Burnham was a bit over the top, but so was Mirror Kirk. True. Commander Fanny, what would your Mirror Universe self be like? Well, I already have a Mirror Universe Admiral Foley instead of Captain Foley. It's got an eye patch. He's just an evil bastard. Kilo Wolf, my problem with TOS is the older sci-fi in general is that they very much designed it based on tech and fashion of the times, and it just don't hold up to the technology and where it's going. I'm not going to get into that. The newspaper he was reading was the same paper as the paper the Guardian showed. Yes, I've already gone through that and showed a picture of that. So Mr. Captain 93, as soon as I saw Killy, I bet you fell off the couch. Yeah, I was happy to see her, but she doesn't look as good as the Killy that we saw in season 1. Don't know why, something feels off. Jeffrey Jacobs Stabbits, yeah. Versace, the planet was on the galactic rim, right? I read somewhere in non-canon novels that they described the rim as closed by a barrier to protect the galaxy from the Q-like figure named O. Oh, good God. We got M's, we got P's, we got Q's, we got O's. What's with the alphabet continuum? Just stop with that shit. I don't need to hear of an O character. Ugh. Hezraz, the mirror universe isn't really a mirror. It's more like a mirror for some races. Versace, Trekyards, do you think that applies to the Prime universe? Do you think there is a barrier? Probably. Yeah, look. Galaxy. Bill Shatner, filming Mirror Mirror was a blast. Episodes like that were the reason why Gene's Star Trek was so memorable. Also, I apologize, it doesn't seem like you're available for private messaging on Twitter. Oh, I absolutely am. So don't private message me. Just go at Captain Foley and say, hey, it's Bill Shatner. How you doing? Love Trekyards. And then I'll try to shoot you a message if I can, or just reply to your tweet. That's what we'll do it that way. And I'm definitely available for private messages. If I'm not, Trekyards is. So, Mr. Captain 93, Trekyards. On the paper, I thought I saw the soup kitchen in the City on Edge of Forever. You probably did. Let's see. John McHugh, you think that Kelpian that Sorrow is, with the door locked, alone with the hologram. You think she is from Mirror Universe. Giorgio had a soft spot for them when she went back. What? I don't know what that means. Sorry. Xerxes 2005. I'm surprisingly pleased that with Mirror Universe episodes, it shows us how Giorgio has changed. She positively seems disturbed or disgusted by what's happening. Yes. Hezraz, but then we always assume that the Terrans are only crazies in the Mirror Universe. Maybe the Mirror Universe Vulcans were actually scouting for an invasion on all races. Grid Cube. The scene where Burnham and Giorgio walking in the snow was reminiscent of them walking in the desert in the pilot. I think that was the point, to signal the end to their relationship as a counterpoint. Yes, we pointed that out in our prediction video yesterday. Kilo Wolf. I honestly think TOS looks ancient and not at all futuristic. That's your thought. That's your belief. That's fine. List Jericho. It's pronounced no for the being trapped in the barrier. Oh, no. Okay. Fleet Boss Facts. Stamets shall always and forevermore be known as Paul Stamets. Mr. Captain 93. Is Giorgio really in the Mirror Universe, or is this like a Q-style reality? I think it's a Q-style thing. It's a something in her head, essentially. Hello, Stuart and all. Hello, Donnie. How's it going? Continuing my work on the orchestral mock-up recreation of Bruce Broughton's theme of Jag. Cool. Dreamer out there, did them using Prime and Mirror in canon for the first time bother you, Cap? Nope, not at all. Let's see, Terry West 101. Ooh, Mirror Burnham versus regular Burnham forever would be a good homage to Lazarus from the TOS episode, The Alternative Factor. Yeah. Ozzy Maderos, my Thursday is just fine, Donnie. Mr. Captain 93, is it weird that I think Mirror Burnham is 100% a better character than Prime? No, it's not weird, actually. Daniel's Hot Topics. I wonder what changed Mirror Giorgio. She seems a little different. Probably just the fact that she's been hanging out with normal human beings. This is Jericho. She still has the bracket on. I wonder if that means anything. It will. It's going to be important. Hezraz, I sort of have no idea where this season is going now because of this episode. I know. I'm the same way. It really threw me for a loop. Alistair says, Cap, what if the Mirror Prime universes used to be the one until the Nazis won World War II and through their master race obsession transformed humankind into Terrans through genetic engineering accidents? It's interesting. John McHugh, Kelpians rise up to Mirror Universe and jump to the Prime Universe, maybe. Versace, Trekyards, do you think there's a Mirror Universe data potential for revival? LOL. Well, there is in the comics. There's actually a great TNG Mirror Universe in the comics. So check that out. Are we going to see what happened to San? It's a good question, and yes, we better. Hezraz, I think the Mirror Universe is different because Rome never fell. They always reference Rome in the Mirror Universe episodes. All right, guys, I'm going to call that quits for tonight. Been about an hour and a half, so really appreciate you guys tuning in. If you haven't hit like yet, hit that like button. Let's see how high we can get. And if you want the last super chat slot, let's see who has it. Currently, Good Tea, Nice House, has the last super chat slot. So you yourself could have the last super chat slot for only $1. So if you want to throw in $1 and beat out Good Tea, Nice House for the last super chat slot, please feel free to do so. But yeah, I'm going to be calling it quits in a second here. So really appreciate you guys tuning in and checking it out. Mr. Shatner, please shoot me a text or a tweet on Twitter, and I'll definitely respond. That'd be awesome to have you on. And Good Tea, Nice House says I win. The end. You gonna let them win? Is that what you're gonna do? Oh, Mark. Desert Rat, invite Mirror Universe Foley to the video this week. I thought of doing Mirror Universe Admiral Foley tonight, but yeah. Mark Lawrence, $5. When SpaceX Starship is done, it will be the most advanced rocket in the world. It looks more TOS than disco. That's a very good point, Mark. Very good point. And Area 51 says I can't win all the time. And yes, Mark Lawrence did snipe away the last super chat slot from Good Tea Nice House. So thank you very much, Mark. Good to see you, my friend. It has been a fantastic live. Very well done, you guys. And yes, Hezraz will probably be talking about all of those. We'll have a Star Wars live. I gotta think, in January, we're gonna have no more Mandalorian and no more New Discovery. So we'll have lots of time to do different lives about different topics. That'll definitely be one of them, okay? So we're talking about all the Star Wars new shows that were announced and things like that, so. And Olivia Julia snipes Mark Lawrence with $1. So she is now the last Super Chat champion for today. So can we get one more like, though? One person out there hasn't hit like. I'd like to hit 330 before I close it out. That would be awesome. And yes, more Trekyards originals are coming soon. We got to wait until the new content is done for Discovery and Mandalorian so we can focus on other stuff like that. But yes, there's going to be a lot of great new stuff coming in the new year. So 331 likes, awesome. And Mechanics 1228 snipes it from Olivia with $2. Drunkyards tomorrow, be there or be square. It won't be Drunkyards, but yes, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Tune in for the full breakdown and reaction review for this episode at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, like I said. And look forward to lots of great videos coming out over the next few days talking about this particular episode because there's lots to talk about. So anyway, guys, until Olivia snipes it with $1, I'm Captain Foley. So Olivia has that $1 last super chat slot. So thanks, Olivia. But anyway, I want to call it quits, guys. Thank you so much. Have yourselves a good night, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay? So live long and prosper, and all hail the Mirror Universe.